Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So in previous week we have the lesson on remove ill will. So there are six ways to leading to the abandon of ill will. Learning the loving kindness object, try to develop, cultivate the loving kindness, reflecting on being the owner of one's own action, karma, frequently considering that karma action. The fifth one is have good friend, and the sixth one is have suitable talk. So that is the sixth thing lead to abandon ill will from previous lesson. So today lessons, today is Mother Day, so I have a little topic to talk about repay a favor to a mother, especially in the situation, the story about the mother of the Buddha. Actually, the Buddha have two mothers, the one who give him birth and the one who take care of him. So because the mother who gave him birth passed away a few days after he was born, so the other one is the one who take care of him. So in the Apadana, she's called the foster mother, nurse of the conqueror, or the Buddha Mata, the mother of the Buddha. Story about the Mahapajapati Gautami is the one who take care of him. So once the Buddha, it is recorded in the Majjhima Nikaya, the Middle Discourse. So one time when the Buddha was in Kapilavatthu, his hometown, in the park called Nikroda, so Mahapajapati Gautami, she took a new pair of cloth and went to the Buddha. She talked to the Buddha that, Venerable Sir, this new pair of cloth has been spun, woven, cut by me, by myself, and especially for the blessed one. So, Venerable Sir, please accept it from me out of compassion. So when did she have the idea to make the new cloth, the new pairs of cloth? So after enlightenment, the Buddha came back to his hometown quite a long time, like a few months after that, she came back to his hometown. And in the next day, nobody invited him for food, so he go answer out in the city. And his father, his king father, Suddhodana, saw like that and asked him why you didn't come to your house, your palace, then you go back like for food like that. So that's why King Suddhodana dragged him to the palace. And then at the very moment the Queen Gautami saw the Buddha come back to the palace for quite a long time, she had a thinking that, wow, how beautiful, how gorgeous my son is. He left the palace when he was 29 years old. I think that about 6-7 years later, and now he come back. He looked so gorgeous. And since the time he left, I have nothing for him, even a small thing like giving fruit, like banana. I didn't give him anything. But now he come back, I should give him something. And like give him a pair of robes. And in the city, the big city, it's easy to find a good quality of cloth, but it's not fulfill my wish, it's not satisfy me. So the thing I make myself, the handmade one, so would be the thing satisfy me. So I should do that for my son. So he loves him so much, and that's why she tried hard to make a new pair of cloth for him. So that's why she goes to the market and buy the cotton, the original one, and then she tries to crush and press and try to make the smooth cotton thread, and then Kai the artisan come and try to make a new pair of cloth. After that, she also make it pour the fragrance to make it more good to prepare for him. And then when she ready, the king prepare anything for her to bring to the Buddha. So at this time, he lived in his hometown in the park Nigroda. So from the palace, she and her follower go to the Buddha. So she bring to the Buddha the gift with all her heart like that. Take a long time for preparing the gift. But when she requests like that, the Buddha talked to her like, give it to the Sangha community, Gautami. When you give it to the Sangha community, both I and the Sangha community will be honored. So he didn't accept the gift from his mother. But he said that give it to the Sangha community, the community of the monk. And when you give it to the community of the monk, both I and the Sangha community will be honored. So sad, right? So if you just read the story until this time, you say, oh, the Buddha didn't love his mom. So she tried hard to prepare the gift for him, but he rejected like that. He didn't love his mom. Not even one time. The second time, she requested that, Venerable Sir, I'm able to offer new pairs of robes to 1,000, to 100 monks, to 1,000 monks, to 100,000 monks. It's easy. Just go to the storage and I can give it out to venerable monks easy. But this one, I did it myself. Take time, wound, cut myself, and tend for the last one. So please accept it, my gift, as our compassion for me. But still, the second time he reject, and the third time he reject. So actually, if you think that the Buddha didn't love her, so this might be wrong. Instead, because he loved her, so he chose that way. Why is like that? So there are three intentions when you're doing a good thing. Before doing that, during doing that, and after doing that, like thinking back, like remember. So when she offered a new path of growth to the Buddha, so there should be three intentions in her. Before doing that, like preparing, during giving the gift to the Buddha, and after that she will remember what she did. So if she can multiply another three intention, so it would be better for her, more benefit for her. So she will have the intention before give it to the Sangha community, during give it to the Sangha community, and after giving to the Sangha community. So she has 6 times of intention, so that we more benefit, long-term benefit and happiness for her. That's why the Buddha suggests that she gave it to the Sangha community. But if you just read the discourse, you might think that, so is that give it to the Sangha community, the monk community, is more benefit than give it to the Buddha? This is not. Just because he considered 6 way of intention, so she asked her to do that. Just like a gift giving to a king or a minister, so that king or minister, after receiving the gift, they can share it to another person, so that the gift more benefit for the gift. for the person who gave the gift. So in the same way, the Buddha asked her to give the gift to the community of the monk for her own benefit. So and after that, Venerable Ananda, his attendant, talked to the Buddha that, Venerable Sir, please accept the new path growth from Mahavajjapati Gautami. She has been very helpful to the plasma, to the Buddha, Venerable Sir. She is the mother sister. She's the sister of his mother, Queen Mahamaya. She also the foster mother of him. So when he still little baby, she cannot he cannot walk properly or using his hand. She's the one who take care, grow him up. She's the one who take bath for him 2-3 times a day, feeding him, give him food, give him drink, look after him since he was a baby. And she's the one who gave him milk because his mother passed away, and she's the one who gave him milk. She has a young prince. She has a son. That young prince is younger than our Buddha to be a few days only. But she gave her own son to the Das to take care, and she take care him by herself. So that's why Venerable Ananda said that she really helpful to the plasma, to the Buddha. So please accept her gift. But Venerable Ananda also thoughtful, and he also said that, Venerable Sir, the plasma, the Buddha, also very helpful to her. So how is that? Because of the Buddha, owing to the Buddha, that Mahavajjapati Gautami has gone refuge to the Buddha, to the Dhamma, and to the Sangha. That is the first one. So because of the Buddha, Mahavajjapati Gautami abstained from killing living being, abstain from taking what is not given, abstain from misconduct in sensual pleasure, abstain from false speech, abstain from liquor and intoxicant drink that lead to negligence. That is the second one. The third one, because of the Buddha, so Mahavajjapati Gautami possessed the unwavering confidence in the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha, and have the morality that the good people, the noble person suggest. And the fourth one, because of the last one, so she has more doubt, free from doubt about the truth of suffering, the truth of the origin of suffering, the truth about the cessation of suffering, and the truth about the way leading to the cessation of suffering. So there are 4 reasons. The Buddha also really helpful to her. So compare. So when you listen to the Venerable Ananda, so the way he taught, Gautami really helpful to the Buddha, raised him up when he was little. The Buddha also very helpful to Gautami. So it sounds like the Buddha repaid her a lot. And that is why we have topic today, repay a favor. How the Buddha repay a favor to his mother. It's not only like when your mom grows you up and then you take care of her, you look after her. But the Buddha do more than that. So how we should understand? The first one, that's why after Venerable Ananda said that, the Buddha confirmed, yes, it is. Based on a person, that a person can take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha. This is not easy to repay a person, but because of that, it's better. To repay a person, like student with teacher. So when the teacher come, the student stand up and show the honor, respect, and in the ancient in the Asia, we palm joy together, bow down to the teacher, or to take care of the teacher, or provide him something, or with the parents, provide them the clothes, the food, medicine, lodging, place to stay, even give them the highest quality one, or many things like really big, fill up the whole universe. It cannot be compared. It's not easy to repay a favor of the person. But if can help them to take refuge in the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha, is much better. So that's the first one. The second one, based on one person, that the other person can abstain from killing living beings, abstain from taking what is not given, abstain from misconduct in sensual pleasure, abstain from false speed, abstain from liquor intoxicant, basic of that lead to the negligence. It is better. That's the second one. The third one, when person, based on a person, that a person can have the unwavering confidence in the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha, and possess the virtue, the conduct that loved by the noble one. So that is the third one, can repay a favor. And the fourth one, because of the person, another one can be free from doubt about the truth of suffering, the truth of the origin of suffering, the truth about the cessation of suffering, the truth about the way leading to the cessation of suffering. So, sorry. Actually, I didn't change it. Okay, that's okay. So that is the four way to repay a favor. I lost my track. That's okay. So what? But why? Why this is the best, the better way to repay a favor of a person, rather than just provide food, provide drink or cloth, like take care of them, like paying respect, honor them. This is the better way. Why is like that? Talking about the first one, refuge. So when we come to become a human being, we have something to be afraid, to be scared. Especially, we're scared of suffering. We're afraid of suffering. We don't want to be suffer. We want to be happy, but it's not that easy. And when we are afraid of suffering, we try to find a way to hide. We try to find a refuge. So somebody go to the forest, somebody find a temple, somebody find a place to hide, to run away from the suffering. But there's none of them can give a good refuge. Because we have the nature, we will be born, the nature of birth. And the being who have the nature of birth will be due to aging and suffering and die and have to say goodbye to the world one day. Everybody, not everyone. So this refuge cannot give you free from suffering, but the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha can give you that. How? How the Buddha can give you the way to free from suffering? If you start with the morality, the 5 precepts. That is second step. Not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not lying, not taking liquor intoxicant. This is the basic precept of morality in Buddhism. Because you're not killing, that is a good deed. Not stealing, a good deed. not sexual misconduct, not lying, not intoxicant. So it's a good deed. And because of good deed, good action, good karma, it will yield good result. And it's the basis for another practice. So when the person can start with refuge, he take the 5 precepts. And when he practices the 5 precepts, one day, with his practice, follow the teaching of the Buddha, one day he or she will understand, will see that what the Buddha taught is I can see, I can experience by myself. Like you practice meditation now, when you practice up to a level that you will truly understand by your own experience, not just like reading the book or anything else, and you will know that what the Buddha taught is right, and I experience by myself. That's the time you have the unwavering confidence in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, in the Sangha. And up to that level, your precept, your morality is strong, is better and loved by the noble one. So that is 3rd level. And when you practice up to another level, higher level, that your wisdom come, your inside wisdom come, and you understand thoroughly, properly about the truth, the noble truth, about the suffering, about the origin of suffering, you know the cessations of, and you know the way leading to the cessation of suffering. That is the 4th one. So start with the refuge. That's why the code here is should be like so that is the true refuge. That refuge is sanctuary, the supreme refuge, and going to that refuge, you are released from all kind of suffering. That's why this is the best gift the Buddha repaid to his mother. It's not just like take care of her or giving her something else, and he repaid her more. And that's why in the story, the Buddha suggests her to give it to the Sangha to make her gift more benefit. So from today's topic, you understand that how the Buddha repay a favor to his mother, help her, bring her to the practice, and help her to be free from suffering one day. So thank you for listening.
Looking at this question now, you can raise your hand and ask questions anytime during the talk. If you don't ask, I'll continue to talk to the end of the session. But according to this lesson today, we look into the way that Buddha repaid the favor, the gratitude that the Buddha has for his stepmother, and how did Buddha pay back, the favor. So it has to do with the punya, or we call merit in English, but I like to use the word punya, but the merit has a limitation to it. So punya is the result of the result of the wholesome deed, of the wholesome acts. So in Pali we call punya. So according to this, because his stepmother, Vietnamese, was so happy with her son and so admired the way that his accomplishment and the way he looks, she wanted to do something for her son. And the Buddha, acknowledged that how much care and how devotion she has for him ever since the day that he left the palace. So the Buddha wanted the most benefit for her by spiritually, rather than take the best role that she has for him. The material style, the way that she gave to the Buddha would yield a great benefit, the great punya already. But the Buddha thinks beyond that, think that she could get more. So that's how she guided her to do it. But she didn't understand to begin with. So after the Buddha refused to take it from himself, she was a little bit upset, a little bit disappointed that the Buddha rejected her good intention. But later on, after he, taught and explained it, and the intention was so much better than to begin with. I already say that offer something great to the Buddha and yield great benefit. But the Buddha suggests Gotami to offer to the Sangha. Sangha is the community of the monks. And within the Sangha, the Buddha is included. So giving it to the Buddha himself gives great benefit already. But give it to the Sangha is even much better. But with the Buddha included, so as you know, it's exponential, the benefit. But a lot of people didn't know that. So that's why the Buddha explained it, so that way, you could see the reason why. And that's how he paid the favor to the Buddha, according to the Buddha itself. But deeper than that, the Buddha paid, that's only for the punya, but in the long term, he paid more than that. More in the sense that before she knew about the teaching, she could, live regular life, maybe a good person only in the middle level. But after she learned the teaching of the Buddha, she knows how to, keep the high precept, to practice on that. It will much benefit, like she could, eventually end the suffering. If she's not completely liberated from the cycle of rebirth or the suffering, she could, within the cycle of rebirth, she could have a good life, much more happy, things like that. So if she knows the teaching of the Buddha. So by repay the favor to his stepmother, he taught her the way to live a life that yield the most benefit, the most happy, and eventually be liberated from the cycle of rebirth. So that is the greatest gift. So in one of the discourse, the Buddha mentioned that our parents, mother and father, are the two people that as a child or a son or a daughter, we can never repay the favor, the devotion, the sacrifice that our parents have given us. Even to be so beautiful, so beautiful to repay the favor by, give the parent the best gift in the world. You could give the mountain of jewel and gold and the best food in the world. With all that, still not completely repay the favor that your parent has given you, until you bring them the teaching the Buddha, the way to live the life that, that's the only way that you are considered to fulfill the duty as a son with the gratitude. Why is that? If you give the best things material-wise, to your parents, and your parents could enjoy utmost enjoyment from that, but the material that you give is only for this life. And at the end of this life, you don't know how they're going to be in the next life, the life after that. But if you teach them the teaching of the Buddha, the way how to live their life, to bring the most benefit, they will continue to enjoy the benefit in the next life, and the next life, and until they completely liberated from the suffering.
Yeah. Something I just thought of what you were saying there also is if you go, like if you gave material gift, right, you really know what the result of that is going to be, because it might actually make them feel more greedy, or, what I mean, like if they have money or something, maybe they don't. Maybe it corrupts them in some way, and then you actually end up harming them. You know what I mean? Without realizing it because of the material.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Give them all the material, if they don't
know the teaching of the Buddha how to manage their greed, anger, and delusion, you can actually harm them if they are so greedy, right? They would never stop asking for more. That's the nature of greed. So there you go. Yes. So, but a lot of people don't know better, right? They just only know that, in ancient time, dutiful son or daughter put in front, of a person, character a lot. So we tend to tend our parents when they get old, they get sick, and be very helpful to in a way repay the sacrifice they had for us. But sometimes greedy parents could never stop asking for more, and until today we see a lot of that happen and put a lot of burden on the children, right? But if this person understands how to manage their greed, anger, and delusion, it's so much better. That's the teaching of the Buddha, right? So it worked out. And in the next life, they continue because you have condition, you have good thing in this life with the right understanding. You yield the right condition for the next life and the life after that. So that's so much better. So that's why the Buddha is saying that's the only way you can fulfill, your gratitude to your parents in that sense. Yeah. Thank you. That's a very good point, because no matter how we good to people can tend to take advantage of it and make things, bad, and then eventually you, if you don't know better, you get angry, and then you have, ill will to your parents because they ask too much. It's out of your control, right? Yes. So that is the intention that the Buddha taught us how to repay a favor. All right. He mentioned that about teacher and students. For those who are teachers, you love what you learn, you love what you teach, and you want to pass on this knowledge to your students, right? In the good way, not because of the money. The only way the student repay the favor to the teacher is to carry on, the legend or whatever, right? Rather than you come back and pay your gratitude to your teacher by take care of him, give him material. But by excel what you learn and pass on the legend as he learned it from his teacher. And that will always come back to who taught you to begin with. So your name will live on and you'll be honored, with that. So in that same sense, right, the knowledge will help to the world is the better place, things like that. So material is limited, but the spiritual, the mental is beyond that. That's what he meant in this lesson. So he mentioned that the 5 precepts is the basic. Once you understand the teaching of the Buddha and you want to be better in this life, in the next life, and you don't know where to start, well, start with taking the refuge and then the 5 precepts. And why is it taking the refuge is so important? A lot of people come to the temple and ask, I'd like to practice the teaching, practice meditation, but I don't want to be a Buddhist. I want to keep my faith. So can I still do it? Yes. You don't have to be a Buddhist to get the benefit from the teaching. But why is it that people want to take a refuge to be official Buddhists? The only thing that is different is that the commitment, the one that you pledge to continue the practice and not to sidetrack. The moment you sidetrack is the one you steer out to a different path, and then you don't know where you're going to end up. So when you take the refuge, you make a pact or a commitment, a vow that you will continue, on this track, and then you reach your destination. That's the only difference. Sometimes you just practice, and then further, at the moment you're so interested, you get in, you practice, but then along the way you feel kind of bored, and then you forget about it. So the benefits stop right there, and then you pick it up. But the the most negative impact is whenever you pick something new that sounds interesting now, but if it's the wrong view, that thing become the characteristic in you, and then in the next life or later on, you easily stray into that easily fall into it. But if you stay on the right track, and the more you practice, the more insight you develop, the better you see things that when you see something is not right, you knew right away. So that is like clear vision, right? But if you on and off, sometimes you don't know better, and then someone talk to you, and then you can easily sway, and then you steer out of it. That's the only benefit to make a commitment. But you don't have to be a Buddhist per se to do it. You practice meditation correctly, the technique correctly, you get immediate result. If you sit and you do it accordingly, your mind is settled. Immediately you feel your mind very peaceful, very collect, very positive energy, positive thinking. That help right away. You don't have to be a Buddhist to see it. So there you go. That's the only difference. And a lot of people are afraid that they come to the temple and they be converted. We Buddhists cannot do that. It's mandatory that we cannot impose on someone without their consent or without their request. In fact, some Buddhists come and they want to be a Buddhist. Not only they wait, the teacher wait, but they also, when the time comes, they have to ask 3 times to be initiated, not just like enforced like that. So that's kind of a little bit beside the point. So once they keep the 5 precepts, they start doing practice meditation, start to with it, and immediately they see the benefit, and then on as you go further, up. Okay. Oh, you wanna?
There is one more thing I forget to add to the topic today. In the Samyutta Nikaya, the connected discourse, they also mentioned, the Venerable Sariputta also mentioned that the one who have the unwavering confidence in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, the Sangha, with the good conduct, good morality, so that person, they at the moment of death, they will have no fright, no fear of the death, and afraid to go to the next life. How is that? Because at the moment of death, that person will think, will like look back themselves and know that I have the confidence in the Buddha. So he's really up here. What he's talking true, and I experienced by myself. So that's why he have the unwavering confidence in the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha, because he or she experienced by practice for all her life already. So at that time, no afraid, no fight, no have confidence, no afraid of the death. And they look at their morality, and they know that all my life I live a good life, moral life, and that's what the noble one suggests me to do that. So I have the moral life that so he or she will not be afraid to say goodbye to this life and to the next one. So that is another benefit. If that person not reach to the highest level, free from all kinds of suffering, but at least to the next life, they will not be afraid for the death.
Yeah. The reason that we all being, not just only human, that scare us afraid of, because we are afraid of the unknown. We don't know. That's why we are afraid. So when you practice meditation, you develop the insight, the knowledge, understand the true nature of all things, then you're less likely to be afraid. And if you are not afraid, you can be in control of the situation. You might be strong, and and you can control in control of the situation. In the situation of like during the last breath of your life, deathbed, and if you're in control of the situation, you keep your mind calm and happy, delighted. And because of that, it will yield the good condition to step forward to the next rebirth. So if your mind is calm, positive, wholesome, then more likely that you will take the next rebirth in the good destination. If you're reborn as human, you resume the merit of the punya that you accumulated in the previous life, which is the current life. Or because of that, you could be born in heaven, and enjoy all the great materials up there. And then with that, you also reborn with a knowledge, a wisdom, mind that you continue in the next life. And when you practice, you can easily comprehend the thing that you practice, and easier advance you to higher level. So in control of the situation is very important, right? Because you understand. And then in life, in the current life, you're not easily, be provoked and things like that, and more positive. So that is the benefit of it. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I've seen the whole idea of Buddha was asked what is the celestial being and all these other questions, and then he said it to me. To me, one of the things I realized was being stepping out in the thought processes and being this observing presence. There's fear, there's overthinking, whatever it may be, and you realize that that's not me. Does this make sense to you?
Well, it's not me in the sense you talked about in the non-self perspective. It's not me. It's not because that you are angry. It's the state of mind at the moment that has this negative part, right? If it's me, when you're angry, you incorporate yourself in there. Then you should always be angry. Right? But then again, not always like that. There will be moments that you are very happy, loving, but then another moment you're very angry, hatred, and things like that. So each of it is just the state of mind at that moment, and it never changes. It's always changing. It changes color all the time, depending on the condition that's happening or on the worker. So that's why you're saying it's not me. So if you understand a little bit, see, you get the concept of non-self. That's why you don't incorporate yourself into the I'm angry. Angry is the state of mind that I have right now. So if you understand that, then you kind of, and then what should you do to it? Rather than nurture the state of mind to continue to be negative, you divert it or you dilute it by focus on the in-breath and out-breath, and not to focus on the storyline that if we into the anger to begin with, right? You only focus on the state of mind, and then focus on that. And eventually, your state of mind changes color from anger to not angry or loving. Okay. So that's why there's no one there. It makes sense. Not so is very difficult to understand, but the more you practice, you see the true nature, it becomes a little bit clearer as time goes on. That's the more you practice.
And fundamentally, I'm much calmer, I'm nicer, I'm a more thoughtful person, because I'm not in that knee-jerk reaction. I don't take it so seriously. I think, there's thoughts going on, clouds in the sky, and it helps me to disempowers those thoughts.
Yes.
Takes away their control over me. And my impulsiveness.
Yes.
And so, I think it's a powerful tool.
Yes, it depends on what.
Is to get where you are right now, right? A lot of time we react right away, like if a doctor hit our knee, we kick, right? But if you practice over time, you don't easily react like that. You might react in a positive way, not negative way. So it takes a lot of practice to learn. And the more you learn, the better you're in control of the situation, rather than just act out of impulse. Impulse in the sense that act according to your greed, anger, and delusion. but you act with wisdom. You react with wisdom, and if you act with wisdom, you wouldn't be any of the negative, and your life would be much happier. And then your counterpart is also happier. So that's why that's the beauty of it, right? So a lot of us we realize anger is destructive, and you don't want that. So you need to look into it, how you can be in control of the situation in the positive way. And the only way is bit by bit is through contemplating, using this technique, contemplating and understand it, right? And we can advance later. And a lot of time, pain can really get us scared, because pain will lead to, suffering. We don't want this, and we don't want it to happen, and we are afraid of it. But later on, when you understand it, physical pain is the nature of it. And no matter what you do, or no matter how you react it won't ever change. It gets worse. It won't ever get any better. So if you can't do any better, might as well just accept it and then, put up with it. If you don't, more pain add on to it. The physical pain is already there. You add more pain with the mental pain on it. So that double the burden. So if you accept it and then put up with it, then you only deal with half of the pain, or one type of pain. So that's how we understand it. But a lot of us, we don't understand. We tend to react to it. We tend to not accept it. Inadvertently, we add more pain on it, and it's harder to deal with. So when you practice the teachings of the Buddha, you realize that I have this body, and it's prone to pain, prone to uncomfortable pain. You feel pleasurable too, right? The flip of the token, pain. And that's the nature of it. You can't get out of it. So what should you do? We often, when we face pleasure, we gobble as much as we can. When you face pain, we push it out as you can, but you can't do it. And what happened? You add more pain on it. And then you suffer twice rather than once. So it's your choice. Less or more. Half or double. Depend on you. So when you understand it, when you practice meditation, you feel the pain, and you know already, a lot of time, the Buddha is saying that, pain exists, but how you deal with it, you be less pain or, keep it the same level, is to have the state of mind, the calm mind, look at it, and then, maintain your stability, so that you don't want to add on the mental pain. Then you be less thing to deal with, but you cannot avoid physical pain. The Buddha himself also experienced physical pain, because you have this physical body. That's it. But don't add more on it unnecessarily. So that's how we learn to practice the teaching of the Buddha, to be less of that. Go ahead.
I was playing this game disc golf where you throw, and I was playing it, I hit my back, and it hurt really, it was a lot of pain, and so I just stopped, and I just, like you teach us to focus on it, and it just, I just knew it was going to go away, so I just kind of sat and focused on it until it got better, and that was a much better way to deal with it, because, I felt it, but I wasn't, I didn't attach anything to it. It was just sensation of that feeling now, and then it passed, and that was a much better way to deal, because I hadn't experienced a lot of bad pain in a while, so when it did arise, I was able to use the technique, and it definitely helped.
There you go. Normally, people would react to the pain with physical hurt already.
They get angry, right? They get angry, and then they start smashing this. They get more pain on top of it. They might smash into the toe or something, or get angry. When you get angry, your body get tense up, right? Heat up. Then it add on to the pain that you got, your back pain, you twist on it. But if you stay calm and watch the sensation, don't get angry, just stay calm, watch the sensation. You knew that you're out of shape. So, okay, stay calm and watch it. So you let your body cool down, and adjust itself, the body, it fixes itself, right? So you don't have one thing to deal with. But you get angry, many other things can add on to negatively can add on to it and make the matter worse. So there you go. Right understanding, right attitude, and things better. Okay? That's how insight. You understand that. But you see the world, a lot of people, they're not paying attention, not being mindful. They bump into a electric pole, the pole, right? And then they get angry, they kick the pole. You see that, people? You've seen that, right? They walk like what, like playing phone, texting or whatever. And then they bump into the electric pole, and then the head got bumped and hurt so much, and they got angry and they kick the pole, and then they get hurt in the foot. So two pain to add on, right? But if they understand that, because I'm not being mindful, watching where I'm going, okay, I hit the pole, and then, okay, just stay calm, and eventually the pain, start dissipate, and I get a little bit better, and then I continue to walk. You kick the pole, pole didn't get anything, but then you hurt your toe or your foot, right? So there you go. I see a lot of people, and it's just, it's funny, right? Yes, please share.
Really sick, to the point that I vomiting anything. My wife calls on the ambulance because I was out, and they take me to the hospital, and it was absolutely nothing, and it was my first experience out of pain, and it was physical symptoms associated. Now I can observe the predecessors to that panic. I can see, because of my meditation practice, the subtle changes that kind of prep me to have a panic attack. And I haven't had one since this revelation that comes directly out of the mindfulness meditation.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, physically, it just helps you. It's a great de-stressor. So, anyways, just the awareness. Oh, there's that. See what is happening. And it does diffuse it.
Right. That's good to know. What he meant is that there's several ways to deal with your anger.
There's several levels to deal with it. The one that most people deal with is the bonfire of your anger. They don't know how to watch. They only see when it's actually exploding, right? Exploding. But you can prevent that from happening. You can go further, to the infant stage. Like he mentioned that if you're good meditation practitioner, you watch your mind at all time, and nothing is just out of thin air and it happened like that. There's always a cause. There's always a condition that trigger your anger root, right? So as a good practitioner, you watch your mind, and if there's a vibration or agitated to begin with, that is when it starts sprouting, right? You trigger, right? And if you notice that there's an agitation, you're aware of it and you diffuse it or dilute it and all that, your anger will never rise, right? But in, different level, how skillful you are, but the best one is the one that pick up when it's just a little seed, the agitation, right? Until one day, you uproot this anger altogether. And no matter what people do, it will never trigger you will never have anger at all. But until then, watch it. There's a seed in there already, but it needs water, whatever. I'm giving you an analogy. It needs water to sprout and grow into a tree, into a very big tree, right? But then again, if you're not skillful, you often experience the rage, the anger. If that, then there's also technique for you to deal with, right? For you to prevent you from getting, bad or negative, more negative. So that's how you go. You look at the angry mind, and then your in breath and out breath to diffuse it, to reduce it, and then remove the angry state. But the best one is to start with the spark. Okay, put out the spark before it become a bonfire. That's what we want to say. Okay? Yeah. For you, sir, you notice the panic attack about to start. So you stay calm. You don't feed it. You don't, a lot of us, we don't know. We just let it happen. We think of so many things can happen to us. The result, it can actually can happen to us. And the more we think about it, we get worried, we get, scared, we start to get panic. It may not happen that way, but because of your reaction, it actually make it happen. You know what I mean? Some, hit and miss. Sometimes it wouldn't be that bad, but you make it worse out of nothing, right? So a good practitioner recognize, the agitation and then stay calm. Whatever it is, stay calm and you deal with it bit by bit. Don't go over your head, go ahead of yourself and you make things that shouldn't happen that way. Yeah? Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. That's our purpose of practice meditation. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
If you haven't been learning about Buddhism,
didn't care about practicing Buddhism, it's so many ways to do it without the word Buddhism in it. Like you could ask encourage your parent in the positive way, like try to do wholesome things, try to maintain the wholesomeness and many other wholesome things that you think that lead to good results. Don't ever label the word, oh, this is what the Buddha say. You should do according to Buddha. They would react. I'm Christian. I don't want to do according to the Buddha, against my religion. No. There's so many things you do that actually the teaching of the Buddha without put the word Buddha in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So clever, skillful at help your parents, good things. Okay. Would you come to the temple, Buddhist temple, you learn what we learned today, and you go home and avoid the word Buddha. Okay? Avoid the Buddha. Like if your mom is angry, you can tell her like, oh, just watch your anger and focus on your in breath and out breath. Eventually dissipate it. Thing like that. Okay? Right. Thank you for asking. A lot of people have that problem, and he or she, is a Buddhist and they thought Buddhist practice was so great, helped them a lot, and they want to help others. But I was like, oh, come on, go practice what the Buddha teaching. And all they got back is a slap in the face. I mean, not physically, but anyway, you know what I mean. Okay? All right. Now it's time for chanting and sharing marriage.